What's up, guys and gals of the internet? Thanks for tuning in to The Juice. We're here to talk to you today about Mass Effect Andromeda. So, it came out, we've had a little bit of time to play with it, and now you see here on the screen, we're playing it as well. And so, Clark, you're with us today. How are you doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
That's good to know. Good. Yeah. You're the Mass Effect genius of our group, correct?
Yeah, correct. That
you know
is,
exactly
that's
what's
for
going
sure.
on.
This game is
Not really. You've never touched a Mass Effect game before.
I have no idea what's going on.
I like it. I like it. Micah.
Yes.
You're the Mass Effect guru as well as me. You and I, big Mass Effect fans. We've played them all, correct?
Yes, we have.
So yeah, we're going to play here. Clark's here to add his input as for somebody who's never played the Mass Effect game. But just to hop right in it, Micah, you like this game?
I do.
What would you say is the best thing about it?
Best thing. Best thing? Probably the combat.
I would agree with that. I think the combat in this game is better than it was in the previous ones. I like the jetpack because I think it adds a lot of verticality to everything, you know, hopping around, boosting around.
Oh, and there's the float, just like that.
There is the float, the hover. The hover comes in handy. As you see, what are we playing with here? An Asari Huntress?
Yes.
That is what we're playing with.
That's what you chose.
Asaris are dope. I like Asaris, so definitely you got to play as them.
You don't like PB?
I don't like PB. PB's not a cool
Yeah.
character. Getting into some more stuff with Mass Effect, I feel like a lot of people are comparing this to the original trilogy, and that may not necessarily be fair, specifically because we've had 3 games with the trilogy, and with this is the first game. But I will say, I think some of the writing feels forced in this, whereas I felt like with the original Mass Effect trilogy, you're living in a world that's already there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it feels like a real living world that is just alive and it's already been here, and you're just a part of it. This game, I feel like the world's a little more forced, and I feel like characters are a little more cartoony, maybe.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yes.
Like PB, for example, I feel like she's cartoony. Even Drek, but Drek's a little different in my opinion because his character's like an old man.
Yeah,
And
so I
old men are like
haven't
that.
really messed with Drek.
Yeah. But other than that, I like it a lot. Clark, as somebody who has never played a Mass Effect game before, does this game interest you?
It does. Like the gameplay actually looks fun. I watched Micah play a lot of it, and just story-wise, you know, it looks interesting. I know it's nothing compared to the first 3, but I did find some interest in the story. And
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, this gameplay is what like No Man's Sky should be, the combat-wise at least.
Oh my goodness, yes. That's one of the things funny. I was talking to somebody, they asked me about it, and like, I think it may have been Jared. I was telling him, wouldn't it have been great if like this is what No Man's Sky was?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, and kind of correlation to No Man's Sky, I think one of the great things about this game is the sense of exploration. And like you end up on this destitute planet that you may not know. Like there's several different planets with varying different environments. You know, like there's a planet you can freeze on. There's a planet that's radioactive or whatever, and it's all like a desert. I just landed on a planet that's all grassy and
Jungly,
tropical,
rainforest.
jungly, and I think that adds a lot to the sense of exploration.
Yeah.
Is you have these cool, unique environments.
Then you can go around and mine on each of the planets.
Yeah, you mine, you gather resources, you craft. I know you specifically, Micah, you like the crafting, don't you?
The crafting and the development is pretty fun. The research and development part.
Yeah, it adds a cool feeling of like we really are out here on our own.
I wish you could like
living off the land.
One thing I wish is like when you're in the world, like you find the blueprints more,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can make like and there's like more secret blueprints that are like way better guns, you know.
Yeah, like the
I wish it was kind of
blueprints.
I wish it was more like that.
Yeah,
And like those were like harder to find. But
yeah, it is kind of funny that I guess they kind
of give it to you.
Yeah, it's given to
except for like the resources and all to get it, but
yeah, I guess it's kind of viewed as the point is you have the scientists on the Nexus
yeah.
are the ones that are finding all these blueprints for you. But it would be cool if like you found more blueprints just on your own, like throughout the world, you know. Definitely something that I think this game does well though is the writing, I guess you could say, because it still has a feeling of like a big bombastic story, and you can tell that there is some production value into this, and I think that does add to the game a lot. But I guess you can say one thing that a lot of people are complaining along with the production value is that they've had money and they've had so much time to make it is the facial animations.
Yeah.
So now, Micah, I know you've played this game more. Like you've actually beaten the main story of the game already,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, what is your opinion on the facial animations kerfuffle, as some might say?
Well,
That's a good
I
word.
didn't think they were like terrible,
Mhm.
and I mean they definitely weren't anything like like a top-notch game would be.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think people are giving it a lot more like They're
kinda
making a
knocking it
lot
too
more
hard.
big of a deal than it should be,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because there's definitely been worse.
The facial animations are not the best,
Yeah.
but it's never something that's just really taken me out of the experience, you know? Like, it's never, like, when you're actually in the game and you're listening to what these people are saying to each other. And you're getting
Honestly, I
invested
play
in
with
the story.
subtitles on, so that's pretty much all I look at.
That is true. When you're getting invested in what these people are saying and their stories and everything, that almost doesn't play that much a part into it for me. Like, it doesn't distract me or anything.
Not at all.
The only thing that does distract me sometimes are the bugs. Now, you said your game wasn't
Yeah,
very buggy,
see,
was it?
I didn't really have many bugs. I had a few frame drops in certain spots, but that was about it.
My game has been buggy as hell.
No, see, I haven't had anything like that.
There was a specific time when I went and talked to Liam where I was speaking to him, right? And his eyes looked like he was having a seizure. Dude, his eyes were just like flipping out and looking everywhere all at once, and it freaked me out because I didn't know what was going on. There have been a couple of times where I land onto a planet and I'm walking and I realize only one of my companions are with me, and I'm wondering, where the heck's my other person? I'll look up and they're like floating in the air above me for some reason. Like, they're not next to me, and I don't know why. They're just floating, and like eventually they just kind of like phase back down.
Yeah.
Lots of little stuff like that. Lots of the running animations. I get stuck a lot. It's like my feet are stuck in the earth, and it's like it just bugs out for a second, and then I just
Man, you
jump
have
out
a lot
and
of
I'm fine.
problems.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
I haven't had
there's-
any one of those things happen to me.
I've had so many bugs with this game, but
You have it on disc, right?
yeah, no, I have it digitally.
Oh, see, I have it digitally too.
I have so many had so many bugs, but the one thing I can't say, none of them have been game breaking bugs.
Yeah.
They're just bugs that last for a second, you know? It's stuff that it just could have been polished more.
Yeah.
Like, I think this game could have definitely used some more time in the oven, you know, just to finish it out.
Yeah.
But there has to be some business reasons why I had to get out by the quarter and stuff like that. And obviously, we're not businessmen, so we don't understand that as much.
True.
But like I said, it could use probably a little more time in the oven. But I will say, going back to the facial animations, I've kind of come to realize with games like this that when you have a character creator, that you're not going to get these top-notch facial animations like you would in The Witcher or Uncharted or stuff like that, where it's one person and they just have to emote this one face. They don't have to worry about, because like with these, it's kind of like you have a canvas and then just stretch features over it,
Yeah.
and they have to try to emote that. So it's never going to look right. You know what I mean? It's never going to look as good as these other games.
Yeah.
But like it's kind of like I said, I feel like it's blown out of proportion a bit, especially with people online are kind of like blaming this one woman who worked on it. Newsflash: not one person works on any aspect of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So going after and attacking this one person on the internet is kind of a dick move. Like, so don't do that if you're one of those people.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't think it's that big of a deal to make a big debacle over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely not like it's that bad.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely been worse games.
The one thing I can say, Micah, you're playing the multiplayer right now. I've had fun with it. Have you played any of the multiplayer?
Not
Is
before
this your
this.
first chance, really?
This is really my first time.
I've had a lot of fun with it. It's a nice horde mode, you know? I'm excited. I want to play it with people. Like, eventually me and you are going to play it together.
Yeah.
And that'll be cool. But I think it works well because it kind of, it goes along with the story, but it doesn't have its own story, you know what I mean? You're playing as the militia that's on the Nexus, which is the big like mothership or whatever.
yeah.
That's who you are in this. Like, you're the militia for it. That goes
So
on
you're
missions.
just doing like just a few things for
Yeah,
the.
you're like a strike team pretty much.
Yeah, there you go. You're like a strike team.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Yeah,
I like
but
that
also
idea.
you also have.
Oh, they're coming from
You remember in like
everywhere.
Assassin's Creed 4 where you could send ships on missions and like
Yeah.
like that's like this also. You have strike teams that you send on missions and they'll be gone for a period of time, and then they come back and you're like, oh, good job guys, and you give them upgrades and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that aspect in games a lot. I like kind of like meta games like that, inside games
Yeah.
where you control little teams that go and do things. One thing I can definitely say about the combat, as you can see, Micah just threw his lance. I like that you're not stifled into one profile like you were in the previous Mass Effect games, where you're a soldier or you're just an engineer or you're just a biotic. You can kind of mix and match with it. So whenever you get higher up, like I know specifically with my rider, I have like one combat soldier ability, one engineer ability, and I have one biotic ability. And I'm flying around throwing my lance, and I'll throw out an assault turret, and I'm shooting people, and I'll shoot concussion blast. And it feels really cool, and you feel like an action hero because you're blasting around, being able to combine all these powers and get these cool combos and stuff like that. So, Micah, Are you a fan of being able to mix and match abilities and stuff in this?
See, I didn't. I think it's cool. It definitely is. It's definitely a lot. It adds a lot more than what the first 3 did.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just having like 3 different options, and that's pretty much it. But I didn't never match mine. I used the push, the pull, and the singularity.
So you went full biotic?
Yeah, because singularity is it's like a primer, and both push and pull are detonators, so you can pull off some pretty big like combos with it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's mainly used. Those 3 are like used for crowd control a lot.
Yeah, I got you. That's actually smart. I like how you go into it a lot more of the tactical and strategic way, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like when I go into it, I just put on the biggest, heaviest abilities I can, so I can just try to deal mass damage or whatever. Lots of explosive damage. I do lots of like radial, try to do things like that, because I mix and match with grenades and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And shockwave.
So that's the only thing is with my 3 that I use, I didn't get like grenades or anything.
Yeah, I go for high damage a lot. But see, that's what I think is so cool is that you can have different play styles. You know what I mean? With one person. And
see, I didn't even unlock my full 4 weapons that you can use.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, see, I only got to 3.
Yeah,
I ever used was my assault rifle and my sniper anyway, so.
I use my Sidewinder pistol on it because I like it, and I use my assault rifle and a shotgun. I have a sniper rifle. I don't use it a lot just because I don't know. I just don't like it as much. I prefer to be in there, you know?
Yeah, they do some damage in that, like with headshots and stuff, though.
But one thing I think is cool that they have with when you're playing as the riders in this one, you see Clark. In the original Mass Effect, you are Shepard. Shepard is the character you're playing.
I know that.
And yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Commander Shepard.
And I felt like with that character, it didn't make a whole lot of sense when you were an engineer or a biotic. What the heck just happened?
I don't know, man.
The host has been dropped. Well, that's no bueno.
Fine.
Oh, man.
Well, we continue to talk still.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have Commander Shepard, and he is this soldier. That's who he is. Yeah. So it was weird when you have him as a biotic or as an engineer because it didn't feel like Shepard. It just felt like you were doing something weird with the character. And with this, when you have the riders, they kind of built it to where they can mix and match and do all these things, and it makes sense. It feels like it's something that character would authentically do and be. And I think they do that really well. Would you agree with that, Micah?
Yeah, I would agree.
So, yeah, I think that's kind of like already back in. I like it.
Okay, it must have meant searching for a new host.
Oh, okay. That would make
look,
more sense.
We're on wave 6 still.
Yeah.
Got a hack.
So what you're seeing here, Clark, or with what you're seeing here, are you interested in it? You like the combat, how it looks and everything? Flashy, colorful?
Yeah, for sure. It'll be something I'll definitely pick up. Come around.
Oh yeah, eventually.
Come around to. It's definitely difficult right now though. Like.
Yeah, whenever you just get thrown into it. 'Cause like you played a little bit and you got wrecked.
A lot of people do compare it to the Inquisition of Mass Effect.
I could see that comparison.
I could see that.
I can see the comparison pretty easy.
I can see the comparison.
I definitely had a lot more fun with this than I did in Inquisition, though.
You did, really?
Yeah.
I can definitely understand it, especially because you can see kind of those little bits of the Inquisition and the influences, you know?
Yeah.
With like how they move around in the world and the scanning and picking up resources off the ground and stuff like that.
Oh?
And especially considering, I feel bad for the dudes that made the game because I felt like they were kind of being a little counted out on from the beginning because it's a new team that didn't make the original trilogy, and I feel like that's not necessarily fair. I feel like they could still make this game that's good, and it is. The game's great. I've had a lot of fun with it. There's a crap load of bugs that can be really annoying at times and immersion breaking, but the game is. I've still had a lot of fun with it.
If you get the unlucky copy.
Yeah, if you're unlucky with that. That's the thing with bugs and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of time it's a luck of the draw type thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's if you draw the short end of this. Like, for example, Assassin's Creed Unity, that game was thrashed because of its bugs. I played that entire game and encountered like 1 or 2 bugs, none of which were game breaking at all. It was like I would have like a buggy animation or something every once in a while, but nothing bad. So it's just kind of like the luck of the draw type thing. But yeah, overall, I think Mass Effect is a great game. I think they're doing a good job with it. I'm excited to see where they try to go with this franchise in the future going on now with this new team, you know?
And there's DLC coming out for this, right?
There should be.
Because I'm pretty sure there's a season pass.
Yeah, I would assume so. All BioWare games
I am on fire.
have it, so.
Okay, I'm not anymore. Okay.
So, Micah. You're gonna die. Run away from the Terminator machine!
I'm just gonna sit right here.
Skynet's coming for us.
Skynet? I like
Maybe Lord above will come and help me. I think he is. I think he's coming to help
Lord
me.
above.
Are you helping me? Oh, look, this guy
Help
didn't
me,
even
Lord.
see me.
It's because you're
Your guy
blue.
still doesn't
You blended
see
in with
you.
the background so well.
It's because I'm an Asari.
You're like a hot version of E.T.
Oh. Did E.T. blend in?
I don't know. No.
I didn't.
Wait,
I mean-
he wore the red hoodie and then they went on
he
the
had
bike.
like.
I didn't watch that movie.
You didn't? Were you
You've
one of the
never
kids that
seen
were afraid of
E.T.?
E.T.?
No, I didn't care to watch
Jesus,
E.T.
man.
E.T.'s great. Do you like E.T., Clark?
I love E.T.
You know, E.T.'s cool. I like him. He creeped me out at the beginning of the movie, but then you just get the red hoodie and then they're on
Yeah.
the bike, and that's cool. It's cool. It becomes cool.
You
I
know,
didn't care to watch E.T.
glowing fingers.
Glowing fingers, touching people,
See, that's just creepy.
touching little boys.
Touching
back.
little
Glowing fingers.
boys.
He's back.
Skynight's back. So, Micah, as somebody who has played it, would you recommend this game to somebody who is a Mass Effect fan and newcomers to the series alike?
For sure.
Definitely.
I think the rating he got too is very like acceptable.
Yeah, it's been getting
Like
eights.
around 7s, 8s, 7.5, 8s.
I would definitely give it a. If I had to right now, from where I'm at, which I'm only about 15, 20 hours into it, I'd probably give it an 8. You know what?
I'd probably give it like a 7.5, an 8. Exactly.
I'd give it an 8 specifically because of the bugs and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I've had a lot of fun with it so far.
You have any
So-
you have any love interest going on with your character?
I have not so far. Nobody's grabbed my
Really?
eye. I haven't had that Miranda moment. But overall, this game, I would definitely recommend it to those who play it or who want to play it. If whether you're a fan of Mass Effect or newcomers to the series, just definitely pick it up. But other than that, this is us from the Juice. Catch you guys later.